Okay, so this is the key to section 4.4 part 2, and this is where we're solving exponential equations. And in this particular case, in these problems, there's no way that you can get the bases to be the same. So you can't solve this by getting like bases like you did the previous lesson. So you're going to have to take the log of both sides. And so whenever your base is 10, you want to take the common logarithm. It'll make things a lot easier for you to take the common logarithm of both sides. If your base is e, it is much easier to take the natural logarithm both sides. You'll be able to make things a lot easier for yourself. And the reason for that is because remember the log of 10 is 1, so you'll be able to use 1 here, and the natural log of e, remember, is 1 as well. Because remember, 10 to what power is 10? Remember, ln means log base e, and so e to what power is e? Well, e to the first power is e. Okay. Now, if the base is not 10 or e, then just go ahead and take the natural log of both sides. It doesn't matter. You can take the common logarithm, you can use the common logarithm, or you can use the natural logarithm. I'm just going to go ahead and use the natural logarithm. Okay, so let's look at this one. So over here, you want to take the, let me go ahead and rewrite this over. So you want to take the log of both sides because the base is e here. I'm sorry, the base is 10. So since the base is 10, you want to take the log of both sides. Now once you take the log of both sides, you can use the power rule that says I can take this exponent and rewrite as a product. So you get x minus 3 times the log of 10, notice I put that in parentheses, is equal to the log of 2.73. Now remember the log of 10 is 1, so this right here is just 1. So keep that in mind. So that part is 1. And x minus 3 times 1 is just x minus 3. So I get x minus 3 equals the log of 2.73. And all you have to do now, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this over. Alright, so all you have to do is add 3 to both sides, and then there's your answer. So this is your exact answer. So x equals the log of 2.73 plus 3. Or you can say 3 plus a log of 2.73. It does not matter. But don't make the mistake and add these two together, because that's not 2.73 plus 3. That's the log of 2.73 plus 3. So your answer in terms of logarithms would be this. You would say 3 plus the log of 2.73. Or you could have said this one. It does not matter. Okay, now you want to approximate this. So in your calculator, this part's easy in your calculator. You're just going to say 3 plus the log, log. Notice it puts the parentheses in there for you. So you're going to say 2.73, close the parentheses, press equal, and it's set to 2 decimal places, so it'll be 3.44. So 3.44. Alright, so you're rounding to the hundredths place. You got to look at the thousandths place. If this is 5 or big, you got to add 1 to the hundredths place. Okay, now over here, number 2. To do number 2, before you can take the natural log of both sides, you have to make sure that this coefficient right here is 1. So we have to divide both sides by 3 first. So 3 times e to the 2x equals 7. So I divide by 3. The 3's divide out, so I get e to the 2x equals 7/3. Now I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that here. So e to the 2x equals, I'm going to leave some space. Alright, now I'm going to take the natural log of both sides. So remember, take the natural log in this case in space is e, so that way you can use the fact that natural log of e is just 1. So now I can use a power rule, so I can pull the 2x out in front. So I get 2x times the natural log of e is equal to the natural log of 7/3. I'm going to put 7/3 in parentheses. And then the natural log of e, remember, is 1. So that's 1. So I get 2x is equal to the natural log of 7/3. Now I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this over. And we only have one more step to do. So I'm going to get x by itself and divide both sides by 2. The 2's divide out, and so x equals the natural log of 7/3 divided by 2. So there's your answer there. So the natural log of 7/3 divided by 2. So that's what needs to go there. Now the approximation, you would say natural log 7 divided by 3, close the parentheses, then divide by 2. Looks like the natural log of 7 divided by 3, close the parentheses, divide by 2, and then press equal. And so that is approximately equal to 0.42. So 0.42. Okay, over here, I'm just going to go ahead and take the natural log of both sides. So I'm going to get the natural log of 5 to the x power equals the natural log of 7.3. Now, I'm going to pull the exponent out in front using a power rule. So I get x natural log of 5 equals natural log of 7.3. Alright, so then to get x by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by the natural log of 5. And so the natural log of 5 is that out here. So I get x equals the natural log of 7.3 divided by the natural log of 5. And so that goes here. And then just use your calculator. So in your calculator, though, you're going to say natural log 7.3, close the parentheses, and say divide by natural log of 5, close the parentheses, and press equal, and you get 1.24. Okay, now number 4. Alright, number 4, since the base is e, I'm going to go ahead and take the natural log of both sides. I get the natural log of e to the x plus 1 equals the natural log of 5. Alright, so taking this exponent, rewriting it using a power rule for logarithms, I am going to get x plus 1 times the natural log of e equals the natural log of 5. And then remember the natural log of e is 1, so that's 1 right here. And so I get x plus 1 equals the natural log of 5. And then just like over here when we did, where was it? I think it was this one. Remember we added 3 to both sides? Same thing here. So this time you're going to subtract 1 from both sides. And so I get x equals the natural log of 5, subtract 1. Again, don't make the mistake and say that's 5 minus 1 is 4, natural log of 4. That's incorrect. That's the natural log of 5. Whatever that is, you got to subtract 1. So that's not 5. Natural log of 5 is not 5, so I want to say 5 minus 1. So that's your answer. So x equals natural log of 5 minus 1. And then all you do now is just use your calculator. So the natural log of 5 in parentheses, natural log of 5, and then subtract 1 equals, and then that is going to be 0.61. Okay, and so that should take care of 4.4 part 2.